Young people in the 21st century face the challenge of keeping aside funds for bigger projects, especially with several ATM cards and distractions available. Even though everyone has big dreams, the discipline to save remains the problem. The team at PiggyVest, formerly known as Piggy Bank, takes away your burden and helps these young people actualize their dreams. So today we have one of the co-founders, Josh Chibueze, share their story.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Breaking the Coconut Show. So I'm your host Charles Umeh. This is season 3 and it promises to be lit. Now, how many of you have tried to save? Save. Or how many of you ever saved at one stage in your own life? Remember those kind of, most of you had boxes in your homes where you tried dropping in coins to save for the full year and at the end of the year you break it. And you finally see coins. Now, the world has evolved and we had several ways of saving. So in this season, we had to get some amazing guides that are doing something super cool. And they will be teaching us and telling us how they were able to pick that story from that normal, traditional story to make it more social era compliant. So in today's show, we have Piggy Bank, the founder for Piggy Bank. So his name is Josh. Okay, so let's get to meet Josh.
We all had the small boxes where we usually put in small change every now and then. And then after like 2 months, when you're broke, you break it. And that's the end of the series. So it's till the next year. Because every new year is always like a new year resolution to start saving. So it's like a tradition. So people just start off and then break off at some point. So coming from that, it was extremely very difficult for us to keep track of our funds and everything. So sometime in December, precisely December 31st, 2015, there was a picture online that went viral where someone was able to save up 365,000 naira from putting aside 1,000 naira every day in her saving box. Okay. It was very interesting. It went viral and everybody wanted to save. So in fact, there was even a 1K challenge on Twitter where everybody wanted to save 1,000 naira every day and then be accountable to themselves. And then I also joined the challenge because I wanted to save by all means. There was even someone who was selling saving boxes online. I ordered mine. It was 2.5. Yeah, so it was supposed to come January 2nd. Okay. But before then, I spoke to my guys. I was like, okay, I know, having a saving box is cool and all that, but I know most people will not remember to put monies every now and then. A lot of people that are very busy when they travel, what happens when you break the saving box and you're not encouraged to buy a new one. So it was very difficult, and then we thought about how to automate the process. Then we started thinking about the model, that's the business model, of course, because in every business you have to, make money. Because it's pretty expensive to run this kind of thing online. Because there's actually a cost for all the transactions, but we had to find a way around all that. So we came up with Piggy Bank at NG in less than a week. That's the first prototype.
Okay.
And then it was interesting because I spoke to the person that was selling the saving box online. I'm like, yo, check this out. He checked it out and then he stopped selling saving boxes.
Why?
Because there was no point. He now told all the people he was selling boxes to sign up on the platform.
This is a new guy you should follow.
So it was interesting, and then we started seeing people started using it, we're like, okay, this is something serious.
Okay.
And then it started growing month on month. We're seeing changes. We now had to go, sort out the regulatory part with a microfinance bank.
Okay.
So the product, Piggy Bank is basically a product of a microfinance bank, so we're using it on their license. But all our funds are held with our commercial partner bank, which is UBA.
Okay. Cool.
So that was how it started, basically. So I mean, when you look at the average millennial that has just left school, that's going into the adult life, there are so many responsibilities. There's so many things. You have health bills, you have fees, you want to get more certifications, you have different things, and you notice that I would say our normal banks are not helping the situation.
Sure.
Because you have easy access to your funds, right? You have an ATM card, you can go and withdraw from your bank at any time. It's easy for you to, even a lot of people with their bank, with their different ATM cards, they still even pay a certain fraction of their funds to these agile people. So people are looking for different alternatives to savings. People open different accounts and then they don't collect an ATM for that account because every month they want to transfer a certain amount of money to that new account. Yeah. And it's expensive because for every transfer you incur a charge.
Sure.
So basically what the Piggy Bank helps it to do is automate the whole process. Okay. So you don't have to think about savings, right? I mean, you have a debit card, you have a bank account. All you need to do is, Piggy Bank is just like a separate vault, from your account, where you just store funds for emergency, for anything, right? So, and then we have a very interesting feature, which is the break-in fee. So on piggybank.ng, once you start saving, you can set your own withdrawal date to say, okay, I don't want to take out my monies until 31st of December, right? Okay. But if I attempt to take out my money before the 31st of December, charge me a 5% break-in fee.
And that's where you make the money.
No, that's very, I would say that's almost, insignificant.
Because people always break in.
That's the thing, so if you look at the percentage, or if you look at historical data, from my experience with our customers, people learn, right? So the 5% actually helps them not take the money.
Really?
Yeah. They actually leave it there. So they love the idea of seeing their funds grow, as opposed to, okay, you've grown your funds up to a certain point and then you now take it out and then it's now back to zero. So they like the idea of having a savings that they don't have easy access to.
Okay.
So that's one of the interesting parts about piggybank.ng. And then if you choose not to set your own withdrawal day, you can use our own. So we have 4 default withdrawal days in a year. That's 31st of March, 30th of June, 30th of September, and 31st of December. On those days...
In a year,
yeah, you can take out your monies for free.
Okay.
On those days, but aside from those days, and if you're not setting your own, we charge you a 5% break-in fee. Okay. So that has actually helped a lot of people. But then there's another interesting feature which we launched in March 2017, which is called the Safe Lock feature. Okay. Now the Safe Lock feature is strict. Like so basically you're putting funds aside from your savings in a particular lock to say, okay, I don't want to touch this money no matter what, come rain, comes sun, I'm not touching this money until this date. So you can actually earn interest upfront. So it's like a normal fixed deposit account with your bank, so where you can actually put aside some money and then lock it up for a particular period of time without any access to it whatsoever to that particular duration. So that feature has actually helped a lot of our users, keep track of what they're saving towards. So for example, a lot of people are saving on Piggy Bank for their rent. So you don't want to touch that rent money because once the time is due, you don't want to have to go and borrow money to pay your rent. So most of them just lock their funds, using that feature, and it has really helped. And I would say, it's been good. It's been good.
No, it's been good. I before you came in, I had to ask 3 of my friends, and I was shocked they were using Piggy Bank, and I was like, how come you guys didn't tell me? and the good thing is that I always ask them how and what's their own result, and everybody that saved wanted to, it was this challenge of trying to save maybe XYZ amount of money, and they had projects, and it always made sense. There was nobody that, and I was like, how did you guys hear this? And Piggy Bank is like 1 year, and I said, okay, fine, then these guys are doing something good. So how are you able to, because the first thing is that most of us have ideas, and
Yeah.
almost everybody has an idea. And how were you able to finally see this was it? And what made you, because you could have not done it.
Yeah.
How were you guys able to? I figured out you guys were a team. It's not
Yeah.
just Josh. You have
Yeah.
a full team of Covenant. Why I said Covenant University Nigeria is because at least we found at least some good things come from Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear Covenant. I didn't hear Josh Chibueze, Oxford, UK, or Josh Chibueze, XYZ, Harvard. So when I saw Covenant, I said that's interesting. And I've always told someone that whether you like it or not, there's something about an average Covenant University graduate. Most of them finally, aside every other thing, most of them finally, this era has always produced most graduates from Covenant that finally stand out differently. So how are you guys able to, because what's the makeup of your team? So let's start from that.
Okay, so we're a team of 6.
Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
6. So we've been together. We've known ourselves for over 8 years.
Okay.
Yeah, before we even started Piggy Bank. So we've been building projects. We built a lot of solutions for banks, for oil companies, for a lot of institutions, websites, app development, and everything. So we've had prior experience, to all that. I was privileged to do my IT in an oil company, so that gave me exposure to a whole lot of other things. And I mean, that's what's been to all 6 of us. It's been very interesting. I mean, all of us had to forfeit one thing or the other to pursue this one goal of making sure the company gets to a particular point. So back to your question on how we're able to get the word out there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I told you how we started.
Yeah.
But then I think one thing people miss, or entrepreneurs miss, is the idea of creating value. So a lot of people just want to come from the angle of, I have an idea, I just want to put it out there, as opposed to, this is the problem I want to solve. So if you're not solving the problem, then you're not creating any value.
But this problem has been very obvious.
Exactly.
See, that's where I'm coming from. Yeah. This problem has been so obvious. And everybody, every year, then how come, what was that?
So
what was it?
It now boils down to execution and what is available at that time. So before 2016, there was no pay stack.
Now you said the most important thing. Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
There was no pay stack. There was no platform that helps you collect payments easily.
Okay. Now it's clear.
Banks and other institutions were very, very, it was too intense. It wasn't as easy as the way Paystack made it. So, and Paystack they just launched at the time. So we're basically early testers of their platform, and they've seen us grow, over the years. So I think it's the available payment infrastructure that helped us, execute, properly. Because if there was no online payment infrastructure that will help us collect monies automatically from your account every day, every week, or every month automatically, I don't think we would have been able to do anything about it. Okay. It would have been a problem today. So I think some infrastructure problems were solved first before we came on board to now, do the surface stuff. But I think the bulk of the work lies with the fact that we're able to automatically collect. Because one thing again that interests people is the fact that they don't have to think about savings. I just set it up, take 200 naira from my account every day, and that's it. You also set the time. So for example, I want you to come take 200 naira from my account by 7:30 a.m. every day, and by 7:30, where your account taking 200 naira. So it's also the flexibility that comes with it, and that's on our own part. So we're able to ensure that it's extremely flexible. And I would say I don't think there's no other platform currently in Nigeria, even what the banks have, that actually helps you do that. So if you're trying to do something like this with your bank, maybe like a target savings account or something, you can only do monthly, for example. But a lot of people have different needs, different uses. So we're able to make it very easy and very flexible. That's why you can do daily, every week you can say, okay, come take our money every Wednesday, or every month, come take our money on the 2nd of every month. So it's very flexible, and all our customers have different days and different times. So the platform is actually very, very robust. So we're able to tell a few people, and then because people saw value in what they were using, they used it and it worked for them. So I mean, there's no point saving. There's no point using a platform if it doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
And if it works for you, you tell the next person.
No, it works for everyone.
Exactly.
As you said.
And again, some analytics. We have over 65% of our users are women. And women are.
What does it tell you?
Women are naturally pure, as in they love to tell each other about things that work for them. Like they are better referrals.
Now you said it. They are better referrals compared to guys.
Compared to guys, yeah. They would easily, once something is good, they are telling their next friend or anything. So
With the insight you have about this market, now one thing is, two things are obvious. One, you are the face and the voice of millennial savings in this era.
yeah.
What would you see as a recurrent pattern when it comes to saving in this era? You guys are like 1 year, am I correct? A year and 6 months. And what would you see is that recurrent? And how would you advise, what would be your own heads up to people when it comes to millennials, more importantly, or those born in the social era that have they have to work with everything about this era? What would you finally see? This is your own insight that you think we should look at when it comes to saving in this era.
So I'd say a lot of people are scared to even start the process because they think they don't earn enough.
Okay, how does it work? So break it down to someone that is scared. I'm very scared. So
Piggyback. Okay, so I mean, you sign up using the website or the app.
okay,
You create an account with your email address, phone number, and your full name.
okay,
And then the next step will be to save your first 100 naira. So that process helps us validate that you actually own the card that you're using.
okay,
So we actually send a token. Your bank sends a token to us that we use to verify that, okay, the card is yours. After that step, the next step is to add your withdrawal account.
okay.
Now, your withdrawal account is where funds will be sent back to anytime you make a request, to withdraw. And the last step will be to set your schedule. So how do you want to save? Do you want to save daily, weekly, or monthly? Now, this is where people get confused and are like, okay, this is what I earn. What should I save? I have extra responsibilities. How should I start? But I would say the best thing is to start small.
Okay.
Because once you start small, it's extremely easy for you to see how far you've gone and increase whatever you're doing. So we have certain limits. So for daily users, you can save as low as 50 naira every day and as high as even, I think, 50,000 naira every day. Okay. So you can actually, it's very, very flexible. No matter what you earn, you can save something very, very small. For weekly users, you can save as little as 500 naira every week.
Okay.
So, and then for monthly users, you can save as little as 3,000 naira every month. Okay. So we basically have the full spectrum. So whether you're a student or whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you're a big boy, whatever it is, you know, you can actually fit into, you know, using piggybank.ng pretty much.
Okay, so for millennials in this era, you said you're talking about the common things, the fear.
Oh yeah, so I mean, like I said, the fear is they're scared to, you know, just start because they don't know how. Most of them have, you know, most of them spend their monies on very, very frequent things like airtime, data, going to movies, all those other things. So they always want to be sure that they have monies for those things.
Yeah.
But having funds, you know, put aside for as your savings is also extremely important because the truth is you never really know when something urgent will come up and you have savings for it. I mean, before now, I did not have savings. That's the truth of the matter. I did not have savings at all. Certain things will come up and then you're like, or at the end of the year, you're looking at yourself like, so I've been working so hard all along and what do I really have for it? You know, so I think people should, you know, stop being scared and just start, right? When you start today, and watch your savings 1 month, 2 months, I can assure you it's very addictive. And I would say that's one of the things.
It's a good addiction.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's helped us. Piggy bank is very addictive. People look forward to their savings. Every month they know that, okay, once something comes up, once they get funds or anything, they are able to quickly transfer funds into their piggy bank account for free. Unlike going to open a new account and then when you're transferring, you're incurring charges. So piggy bank is totally free. There are no charges when we automatically deduct from your account every day. It's totally free. So I think for millennials, my advice is, you know, just get started. I mean, because you never really know when you need funds for a lot of things. You know, it could be health-wise, it could be for a vacation, it could be for different things, and always save with a purpose. Now, people, you know, they don't even know why they should save because they're probably earning as much money and, you know, they're okay. There's new money every month, so I mean, why should I save? But you never really know. So always have something in mind, you know, that you're saving towards, and, you know, it would help.
Okay, on your journey, like your team's journey, I would ask, what would you say are your coconut moments? Coconut moments are those moments you finally that shaped your own, that shaped you as a person, or that shaped your own team. What are the coconut moments you've had on your own journey?
Coconut moments. Well, I would say
The remarkable moments that finally shape who you finally are.
Yeah, sure. So there's been a whole lot. There's been a whole lot of things. I mean, we've gotten a lot of recognition, both local and, you know, and abroad. There's been a lot of. I think one of the most remarkable moments for us was in 2016 when
the same year you started.
Yeah, the same year, the end of the year. We started out in January, but officially launched around April and stuff. And I think at the end of the year, we're able to help people save 21 million naira that year.
Wow.
For the entire year. It was very interesting because when we sent out that email to our users, it was so cute. You guys just started and, you know, you're doing. So for us, it was was encouraging
Yeah.
because we got a lot of messages, a lot of emails, trying to encourage us that we should keep doing what we're doing, that this is really good, and today, wow, I don't want to even give you numbers, but
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
that the entire year's money is what we're doing, weeks. So it's interesting. It's really interesting. So I think that's what has helped us grow, or help us understand that what we're doing has positive or very great impact, especially on millennials. So there's been a whole lot, but I think that time that was really, it was very emotional for us. Like, okay, all right.
So that means you're doing something.
Yeah.
You're doing something.
Yeah.
Okay, now the normal trend for looking at you guys in the next 10 years, looking at Piggy Bank, how do you guys intend to manage your team, the number you have, and how do you intend to still be relevant?
Okay, so we've seen a lot of cases where people have saved up, let's say 1 million, 2 million in their piggy bank account, and the question is, what do I do?
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have any immediate need for those funds.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, we're going to be launching an investment platform.
Okay.
So where you have access to multiple investment opportunities from different financial institutions.
Okay, good.
So you're able to invest directly in treasury bills,
Okay.
or
Perfect.
co-invest with
Perfect.
your peers in treasury bills or government bonds, or money market funds, different opportunities. So for us, it's creating that continuity. So yes, you've saved up money in your piggy bank. Let your money keep working for you, right? Earn some more, interest on your funds. So I think for us, investments is going to be huge. Not just in you'll be able to invest in agriculture, you'll be able to invest in SMEs, you'll be able to invest in a whole bunch of things, pretty much. So basically, what you can do, you'll be able to invest, as little as let's say 5,000 or whatever it is.
Keep breaking your own coconut.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
All right.